If you have been in the knitting community for any amount of time, or so much as stepped foot onto Ravelry, this is a pattern name I am willing to bet yarn on you having heard. Ranunculus. With over 30,000 projects logged on Ravelry, this is a pattern that has consistently been on the first page of the Hot Right Now tab on Ravelry since its release in 2017. I actually don't think it's ever fallen off of the first page, and it's one of those patterns that have very, very loyal fans. If you knit one Ranunculus, chances are you either already have knit several or are planning to knit at least one more. There are many videos on YouTube diving into the how and why the pattern is as popular as it is, and some of the reasons are, as far as I've gathered, it being a very quick knit on 6mm needles and a good stash buster, especially if you knit a smaller size where you could theoretically get away with just one skein of fingering weight yarn for a loose and drapey top. Hiya besties, and welcome to another video on my channel. I am Shaiyeh, and today I want to test just how quickly I can knit a Ranunculus, and if I can in fact knit it with just one skein of fingering weight yarn. I have yet to knit this pattern. I've seen it every time I go on Ravelry, I see it. I have yet to knit a single one, so today we are gonna rip the band-aid off and just go. I am going to be timing this with my trusty stopwatch app on my phone, and I have this cute butter yellow, not bright yellow, flashbacks to the shawl video, but I have this cute butter yellow yarn that I want to knit into a Ranunculus top. I do want to preface this with a disclaimer though. Just because I choose to try and knit this as fast as I can does not mean I think you should too. I just think these kinds of challenges are fun. There is no point in stress knitting unless you really, really want to. Please take care of your wrists and your hands and knit and craft at your own pace at all times. Okay, great. With that said, I am very excited to cast this project on, so let's go. The first thing we need to do so we can actually cast on the project is we need to take the yarn from skein to cake. I'm using my Swift and electric winder for this. Sometimes I still hand wind my yarn, but fingering weight takes so long to wind, so I tend to use my winder. Plus it's really cute and pink, and I love that. I'm not starting my timer just yet. I don't know, I don't think this is part of the project really. My logic is I could have bought something and had it caked up in the shop, or I could have just bought a ball of yarn, so skinning it is like not project time, but in retrospect I could just as well have included it, as it took all of 5 minutes. Anyway, we have a cake, and now it's time to open our pattern. Ranunculus is a pattern by Midori, Hirose, and it's, as I mentioned, very easy to find on Ravelry. But to make it easier for you, I have also linked it in the description of the video. I will be making the smaller size, and here I will make a little disclaimer again that of course this project is going to take longer and use more yarn if knit in a bigger size. This video is not meant to be an accurate and in-depth look at how long this takes to make for anyone of any size, just how long it will actually take me to knit and if I can manage it with just 100 grams of yarn. And hopefully this will be entertaining for you to watch. I also want to reiterate, especially with the recent discussions about gameable and tight time frames for projects, that I don't think you should pressure yourselves to knit this fast. I am just a curious cat and I thrive on a deadline. I often find myself struggling to finish things without one, so again, please take your time with your knits and other projects. Either way, let's start the project, finally. It started with a provisional cast on to then go into the next ribbing. Ribbing works up pretty fast in my opinion, and I got to do my favourite half twisted rib. Yay! It looks so neat. Although I will say it looks kind of funky with the yarn this thin on these chunky needles. My goal is a flowy layering piece, so I am fully okay with this, but I do think the pattern probably will lend itself better to thicker yarns. Now it's time to undo our provisional cast on, and this always feels like magic to me. What do you mean the stitches are just there and won't go anywhere? So neat and stretchy too. Now I'm going to do the short row shaping on the back and front. I used to not really like German short rows. I don't know why, honestly. They're not even difficult to make. I think what I disliked was the turning the project back and forth. I don't know, but now I don't mind them. In fact, I often feel like they're kind of a must when I make a garment. Update besties, I am 2 hours in and I am past the first few rows of texture stitches and ready to start the eyelet pattern. On we go! I have made it past the eyelets, still feeling very optimistic. If you've been watching my videos for a while, you know I have not always been the greatest fan of making eyelet rows. This year's mystery shawl knit along seems to have cured this aversion because this was fun. Besties, who am I? A changed woman, that's who. Anyway, after the eyelets we make some more texture. And the orange quality control inspector is of course overseeing my work and all of the other project bags on my desk. I know, it's a lot right now, we'll get there. This entire video is not at all me procrastinating on my other projects by casting on new and shiny things. What? Don't look at me like that. Anyway, it is time to go to the next step and add some raglans. This I did not expect. Normally circular yokes just keep being circular until you're at sleeves, where you separate and that's that, but here we also add a bit of a raglan. I am not complaining, I do love a good raglan. I am also slipping the sleeve stitches onto a spare needle. I could have bound them off here, but I wanted to add some ribbing to them, so I'll keep them on a spare for now. One thing I am very aware of right now is the fact that if the 100 grams is going to be enough, this is going to be a cropped and short sleeve top, which is totally fine. Again, I wanted for this to be a flowy layering piece, so we are good. But now that we've separated the sleeves, we'll go round and round knitting the body of the top until we've reached our desired length. I'm gonna follow what the pattern says, but maybe add a centimetre or so. So now it'll be a lot of cozy stockinette. I have reached my desired length, so now it is time to swap to a smaller needle and knit our bottom ribbing. This will again be knit with half twisted ribbing. Cheddar was being incredibly clingy that day. The quality of the project has been thoroughly checked and approved, but I think I needed quality checking that day. This would have been a cozy time had I not been down with the aftermath of a migraine. Thank you, Cheddar, for helping and keeping me safe. Our ribbing is done, so now let's bind off. I opted for the Italian bind off method, which in retrospect was not the best option for this yarn and needle combo. It didn't turn out bad, but I think a regular bind off would have been better in this case, as it didn't look super seamless with how airy the stitches are. Time for a try on. I like it, but it will be even better with blocking, of course. I definitely want to add that little bit of sleeve length though, so I will go on to add 6 rows of more half twisted ribbing to each sleeve. Besties, we are clocking out with a finished top just past 12 hours on the timer. I think that's really well done, and I think it turned out so cute. But wait, we are not done yet. I have been stash diving, and I think we're gonna go on to start another one. I want to see if a thicker yarn will be faster. I have quite long and pointy nails, and normally I don't struggle crafting with them, but since the fabric was so loose and wholly in the yellow top, I ended up getting stuck in it quite often, which slowed me down exponentially. So now I will see how fast this pink is. It's drops air yarn, which is roughly a DK or worsted-ish. It's hard to say with this type of yarn, but I have a little bit left over from another sweater I made, so I want to see A, how far we get, and B, how fast we can go. The process is the exact same as the first one. There is a wide neck option for the top, but I dislike when things fall off my shoulders, so I'm gonna go with a narrow neckline again. The short rows and ribbing are done at about half the time I spent on the first top. That's interesting, so I'm gonna continue on. I'm adding another yarn for the textured stitches, partly for fun, but also because I want to use it up and I want to get as far as I can with my existing yarn. I suspect I'll have to buy another skein, but I'd prefer not to. Oh well. The texture and eyelet rows went by super fast in this one as well, and isn't it just giving total Barbie vibes with these colours? I love it. Once again past the texture, so now it's time to separate for the sleeves. This one I would love to make long sleeves for, so I am again putting my stitches on hold. This time I'm using scrap yarn though. I again suspect I'll have to order more yarn to actually finish this one, so I don't want to put too many of my needles in this project in case I need them for other things in the meantime. But yes, spoiler alert, we did not finish this top in this video, as unfortunately I have to wrap up filming now, but we got the sleeves separated and a couple rows into the body in just 5.5 hours. Granted, if I add sleeves, it'll take longer than just making a tee, but I was right in my assumption that the thicker yarn would be faster, which is kind of weird since it's the same needle and amount of stitches, but also not because I had no issues with getting tangled up in my own project. Anyway, it's super cute and I love it, and I can't wait to pick this back up again in a future video. But now let's go back to the yellow top for a second or two. We gotta block it to see how it's really looking, right? I'm going to lightly steam block it. I will wet block because I think that will do it more favours than the steam can. But for now, steam will have to do. I like to use a wet hand towel for this and my iron on a high setting. Then I press, lightly pull on the garment to match the shape and dimensions I want, and then keep steaming until it looks nice. kind of incredibly scientific method, but it does make a difference. Look at that drape. Anyway, I am tired. See you tomorrow. Hi, it's the next day and look what I'm wearing. So this has been a super fun little project, and I will be transparent with you. I have been working on this video for a couple of weeks, but as I said, I've been using my timer every single time I worked on it, and now here we are with 1.5 ranunculus tops and about 17.5 hours spent. Time well spent, in my opinion. I am a little sad I didn't get further than this, the pink one, but it was literally a spur of the moment cast on yesterday. So yeah, it's pretty good progress for being yesterday and today. Super cute. I love these colours. I also want to check in with how much we have left of the yellow skein. It's this much. We didn't quite have yarn chicken, but we are very close to using up an entire skein. I think this is maybe 10 grams of yarn, if that. Very little yarn left, and I would definitely not have had yarn for 2 sleeves with just 1 ball. But yeah, this is how much I have left of the yellow skein, and I got an entire top, smaller size, out of 100 grams of yarn. Now, I am aware, as of this morning, that there has been some slight drama around a different pattern from Midori and a Danish designer. I will only touch on this very, very briefly today, in the sense that this video that we have been watching, this video is not me in any way co-signing anything that's happened or taking any sides in what's going on. I have yet to catch up on what happened and what it's about. I only saw this morning, and I have been out of the house, so I've not been able to sit down, read up, form an opinion of my own. But what I've gathered so far is it seems like it's a question of similar patterns, which can always be a little bit tricky. I can dive into this in a different video if you want me to, so let me know in that case if you want me to sit down and make a bunch of notes and talk about that. So yeah, leave a comment in that case. But to reiterate what I said, this video today is completely separate from that and not me taking a side in this ongoing thing. I started filming this weeks ago, and I was only made aware, or I made myself aware, it popped up on my feed on Instagram today, this morning. So I just thought I would mention this because I don't know how big that thing is gonna be, and I don't want to sit here and look like I've definitely taken a side when I don't even really have a clue what's going on, only that something is going on. But anyway, that's a rant about that. Let me know if you want me to talk about it. But again, I am really happy that I have this top now. I think it turned out super cute, and I'm so glad I have this one on the way as well. And I kind of see what the fuzz about this pattern is all about now that I've made 1.5 of them. In my opinion, the cover image on Ravelry doesn't tell me a lot about what the pattern is actually going to look like. It's kind of shapeless in that image. The actual shape of the garment isn't really visible in that image, which has put me off of making it for a very long time. But this and this I really like. But now I want to hear from you guys. Do you have any patterns that you were on the fence with and then just decided to go for? Are you a Ranunculus yes or a Ranunculus no person? Is there any other super popular pattern that you would either like to see me knit in the future here on the channel, or one that's super popular that you just absolutely cannot stand? I want to hear the tea. But yeah, please let me know in a comment down below what you think and the answers to my questions. And if you don't feel like chatting, that is absolutely fine too, of course. Go ahead and leave some bakery or sweet themed emojis this time, and I will emoji right back at you. While you are down in the comments, please also take a tiny second to like the video if you liked it, as that helps me out a ton. Thank you. And if you're new here, Hi, hello, welcome. I am so happy to see you. Thank you so much for watching this video all the way to the end. If you are new and you would like to keep seeing what I get up to on the channel in the future with my videos and my projects, please consider clicking the subscribe button and also ring the bell to get notified whenever I upload a new video. I do all kinds of fun things on here like knit and crochet challenges, project videos, cozy vlogs, although it's been a while. Vlogs are coming back, I promise. And also I am live on Mondays for a knit and or crochet hangout, and of course I will continue on with the Game at Wool series. So yeah, episode 2 will be coming out soon, hopefully next week. But we also have a Discord open for all subscribers, so if you want to hang out even more, you can find a link to that in the description of the video. There you can also find links to join the memberships around the channel in the Extra Cozy or Super Cozy Crafting Club, and you can also find links to my shop on Ravelry and on Ko-fi. I have a few patterns up, and I also have stitch markers and stickers and washi tape and other things on there, so yeah, feel free to check that out. And today actually we are starting another Hexi Wrap crochet along. If you don't know what the Hexi Wrap is, let me show you. It's these ones. It's a crochet cardigan. That's a wrap cardigan, and I made this one for Christmas last year, and you can find a video about it up in this corner if you want to check that out. But there is also a written pattern that the video will tell you how to make it, but there is a written pattern as well. We are starting another crochet along for this one, ready for Christmas, but it will go into January because it's a sweater and sweaters take a while, and yeah, but this is the Hexi Wrap. But yeah, it's also Black Friday weekend. I'm running a sale on my patterns, so you can check that out as well. Anyway, I also, I'm gonna put these away because there is a curious cat next to me and he wants to jab at them. I also want to take a moment to thank everyone who's subscribed in the last week since my last video. Thank you all so very much for sticking around, and of course thank you to anyone who's subscribed today or who's been here since longer ago. Of course, thank you as well. We are past 8,000 subscribers now, and that is crazy to me. I just wanted to take a second to acknowledge this milestone and thank you all for it. Never in my wildest dreams did I think we'd get here at all. So thank you all so very much for being here. We have the very best cozy crafting club on the entire internet, and you are all awesome, and I am so grateful for each and every one of you, so thank you. But that has been a lot of talking, and so I think I will go ahead and let you go and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you all once again so very much for watching today and for hanging out with me. I wish you all a fantastic rest of your day, a marvelous, wonderful weekend, and I'll see you again very soon in my next video. You take care now. Bye!